cash.
Finding a place and locking them in. WNBA is about to begin. Gotta trust the process if you wanna win. Cause Just Cash is back, you better tell your friends. When Angel Reese walks in a bar with Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark, these bookies don't know where to start. We be killing them all, tearing them apart. They can't mess with us, they can't mess with you. And I'm never gonna cuss cause I love you too. Hit thumbs up if you want good luck. Girls thinking that we fresh so they wanna We be winning the bets and they be rolling up. By far we the best, you ain't good enough. Ain't a damn thing funny, man, you know what's up. You wanna win some money, it's time to lock in, bruh.
Lock in, lock in.
Just cash.
Lock in, bruh.
Lock in.
Lock in, bruh.
Hey, what's going on, fam? Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back. Oh my goodness, we got some crazy news to talk about here in a second that just came through. Welcome,
cash.
though. It is. Oh, I love that smooth
Just
cash. Voice. It's
Like
just
that?
cash, baby.
Like
Yeah,
that?
that's kinda nice.
Let's go.
Just
Q
cash.
Donkey's in the house. Logan, what up,
Just
though? Let's
cash.
go, guys. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Absolutely. Welcome back, everyone. We are here talking some WNBA on this fine Taco Tuesday. Got 2 games slate for everyone tonight, and coming off a pretty solid evening. You know, the blemish with Hamby was quite unfortunate. I'm just going to say it. I think the
Don't say
Sparks
it.
right now without Plum, they
Oh,
are
sorry.
just going to be a fade. No, this team is so bad right
I
now.
thought you were going to say something else because I just saw it in the chat. Mike Jones.
Yeah.
He just said something. I bet that was the news you were going to say. We saw it coming.
Yeah.
Tell us, E. What is it?
Yep. In major news right now, Kennedy Carter has been waived by the Aces.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
That is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's not that surprising, but Becky don't mess around with any kind of behind the scenes drama, and I hate to see it because, you know, for one, I had her 6th player of the year, and obviously that bet has gone out the window. But now the woes continue for her. Well, I'm sure here's some kind of story about that popping out here in the next 24 to 48 hours. But yeah, free agent right now. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Wow.
Just add on to more of the drama and, man, keep things more interesting for the trade deadline that I believe is on the 2nd of next month. So should be interesting.
Come on, Caitlin. We need to go to Sparks. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, man, or something. You know, at this point, we might be taking our efforts overseas or something else. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, Carter, man, I don't know. I was seeing some stuff on YouTube and I wanted to click on it and for some reason I got distracted and never did, but there was some stuff going on with her. It wasn't just the gameplay. You could tell, obviously, because when she tries and she's out there and they're giving her the ball, she was doing the thing that they needed her to do. So there must be something going on. It's definitely not how she plays.
Yeah, man. I mean, wild to say the least, but hey, we already had one bit of drama yesterday and something we'll talk about with Skylar. And then now, you know, this just, it's crazy. It's crazy, but Vegas will prevail using their core as usual. And I'm kind of curious to see, you know, that is going to free up a little bit of salary space, who they'll kind of end up picking up. And, you know, not that they'll get that many minutes off the bench, but still, they're going to need somebody. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But hey, we're not here to talk about all that just yet. Let's get to the plays. And if you haven't already, make sure and hit that like button down below. Help support the channel as always. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn the noties on, and be a part of the action behind the scenes. We got our Discord action in any kind of live bets, early leans, also a variety of other sports that we're doing. We got week-long, month-long, season-long passes, so do check it out, be a part of it. I know over the weekend we went absolutely crazy, even with a little bit of a lull during the weekday, still made up all for it in 2 days' time. And hey, you know, in the betting world, it can happen like that. You can hit a brick wall for 5 days straight, and it all goes back right to normal in 2.
Oh, we know it all too well. That's how it works. And it's funny because they love you when you're hot and they toss you out when you're not. But hey, we're right back in the seat. So hopefully people believed in us, trusted us, and they're still with us. And because a lot of times, it from doing this, man. We drop plays all the time. We've been doing this for years. So once you're doing good, people want to tell you. But then once you lose a few, they might leave and stop tailing you. But that's when they're mistaken. You know what I mean? You gotta keep through. You gotta follow all the way through. Because then once you start being hot again, then people try to be like, oh yeah, I'm back, and they already missed 9-2 the last 11 plays. Hey, That's what happens, bro. We're not gonna. That's the thing. We're not gonna go down and stay down. We're gonna figure out a way. Every time something happens wrong, we're gonna come back with a new plan. So. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Stick with us.
100%. Absolutely. And, yesterday, outside of that blemish, things were beautiful. Nelson Adota, pretty easy catch for us. I know she kind of made us sweat it out a little bit more in the second half than we needed to, but nonetheless, still beautiful. Another play we are going right back to. We did get news before we hopped on that Anissa Morrow is going to be out for tomorrow again. So do find the 6.5 line. Honestly, I'm not that mad at the 7.5. You could probably shop around and find the 6.5 for a little bit, more reasonable odds to play. But still, nonetheless, will be on the list for today. And then Kiki, pretty straightforward. I know she made us sweat it out a little bit more so at the end there, but did end up clearing and cleared all the bumps. So hopefully you guys caught that on the show with us late yesterday. We did get news that Citron was going to be out. And even though she tried. Nonetheless, still stayed under. And shout out to our viewer. I don't remember the name, but did bring up her 0.5 3-point attempt prop. And she had that in like the first, 2 minutes of the game or something.
Yes, that was awesome. Hey,
yeah.
The thing about her too was what was so cool was she scored 6 quick points, right? And if you're not confident in your own plays, you're going to start crying and, oh no, Kiki has 6 points. We have her under 15.5. Oh no. But what do? No, we double and triple down live under. We win them all in the end. Confidence, baby. Let's go. That's what it's all about. F the bookies.
Oh, yeah. And that was a nice pickup, too. We had her points at 18.5 at one point, which was just unbelievable value. But also the PRA line ended up skyrocketing up to 29.5. So getting to double, triple down with her, it was great. Really was able to offset that Hamby for us. And, circling back to that, I think, honestly, that team is just going to be a fade for me while Plum is out. They cannot beat a paper bag.
They're so
pathetic performance overall.
Hey, Ray Burrell, bro. Like, they tried with her, and it just didn't work. Picked up the live second half under 10.5 PRA. Boy, I think she had 2 or 3. She's not it. Yeah. She's just not it. She's good enough, but she's not a starter. She's definitely not a Plum dog. I'll tell you that.
No, not at all. So that honestly really sucked because we had 4 rebounds going into half, and I'm kicking myself because I know we had talked about NECA initially being the rebound one. I'm mad I didn't stick with my gut on that, so my bad on that, fam. I definitely thought the game would be more competitive than what it was for starters, but
I think that one, and I totally remember you liking NECA at first. But I think that was what pulled you off was that Hamby's line was a little lower, right? Was that about it? There wasn't much more to it, right? Was there something else that pulled you to Hamby?
Well, with the on and off court between the two of them with Brink out, Hamby traditionally sees more of a usage bump and, overall just higher success. It was just a weird script because obviously Falage snapping off in the first quarter was extraordinary. Girl could only put up 1 point the last game. But the thing that really sucked is Seattle took a massive amount of 3-point attempts in that first half. And so she missed out on so much opportunity there. Plus, you can see how bad Malonga was again this game against a formidable opponent. And, she just stopped kind of shooting there towards the second, third quarter altogether. So it just sucks, unfortunate there to say the least, but still shame on this team not being able to keep it close against Seattle at home. That's crazy.
Yeah, Seattle came through. Flage, how do you go 2 straight games? And we talked about her on stream yesterday, and people were talking about her points, and we were, talking people off her points, and we were like, we can't really trust her points. And then she comes out there and hits 3 threes in the first quarter. It's crazy. Like, that's what I'm saying though. Like with this WNBA, man, we can't trust the scoring. We just can't. I mean, we could play it. We can have some, feelings about it. We can have leans. We can hope things are going to happen, but it's really not going to be a moneymaker consistently, because that's just how these players are going to be. It is what it is. So that's cool. But I mean, if you're on Flaugier points, good for you. And it's going to be the same the rest of the season. I think we just stick to what we know, and we know the rebounds have worked. Hamby didn't work. It was unfortunate. She had 4 at halftime. It was looking good. She just didn't come through. So we X Hamby off the list. It's all good. We got Adota back on the list. She's been doing it for us. We got AT on the list. These rebound plays feel good. So let's just get right back to it like it never happened.
Yeah. Let's keep it going. And first up, let's talk about our situation in Chicago. Now, if you missed the show yesterday, we did see that there was some drama behind the scenes with Skylar Diggins, alleging that basically she is going to come off the bench here, maybe for the foreseeable future. Drama in Chicago, not surprising to anybody. And I mean, personally, I think she's going to be asking for a trade here soon. This whole situation's been weird. I know. Now apparently she's acknowledging it as basically something has been ongoing for a while now. She's been dealing with it, and then now it's coming to a head because her moving to a bench is like, what the hell? Which I get it, for argument's sake, she's been pretty mid lately and all things aside, but still, she's a vetted player. She should not be coming off the bench just yet. So I get her frustrations, and, both parties, there's a lot of valid points, but still, nonetheless, her coming off the bench, this kind of attitude, we have seen Skylar and past coaches in situations exactly like this, time in and time out. She doesn't want to play. I mean, honestly, she will be out there to get her paycheck, to do whatever she has to for minimum requirements, but I'm expecting absolutely nothing out of her today. I mean, she's pissed about it. She was vocal about it. I'd be surprised, honestly, if she even plays over 20 minutes tonight. She's going to be extremely passive. If rebounds fall to her, great, she'll pick them up, but playmaking, setting, that's the only thing she's going to focus on tonight. She'll take probably a couple open threes, but like the try factor, the mental thing, and everything behind her normal game style is just not going to be there. She's going to be asking for a trade soon. Like, mark my words, I do not see her being on this team. They already have Cloud, who played 34 minutes the last game, Vandersloot, who's working her way back into the rotation anyways. So, all things aside, they don't really need 3-point guards either. I'm not sure why they did that in the preseason to begin with. But now here we are, and seeing her line move from yesterday is crazy because she's all the way down to 17.5 PRA on pretty much every site now. So if you did miss the action, that kind of is what it is. Keep an eye out for her live lines. We could luck out and get it. I would not expect to see the fantasy sites having her second halves up, though. That'll surprise me.
Now, question. Now, we've been here before where we have a crazy play that moves, and we already got in at the 22.5. She's down to 17.5. Her points are at 10.5. Is there any bone in your body that says maybe I should hit over on her since I have her under 22.5? Just because it's so low? Or are you totally just like, nah, I'm going to stick with this? What if she comes out and still plays 25, 30 minutes because, she is Skylar still? She might come in and play a lot, even though she's pissed. It could go totally the other way, and she could get 0. But is there anything in you that makes you even sniff the over now that it's so low?
I mean, it kind of does, honestly. We had talked about this before with players like Kennedy Carter the last time when she was 11.5 points. Then it was 16 points even on some sites. It does make sense, man. I mean, I wish that I didn't feel quite as strong about her just not doing literally anything tonight. But she could, just fall into a couple random buckets here and there. And, maybe coach kind of bends the knee a little bit and gives her time on the court. I don't know, man. If she's just coming off the bench, I just feel like we're going to see that drama Skylar that just is like, fuck this team.
Possible. It's very possible. I just know that I always forget to tell myself this, so I just want to throw that out there and talk about it and see what you thought, because A lot of times when lines move a lot and we're in a good position, we forget that, we could double up. There's a huge chance, she still scores over 10.5 points and gets under 22.5 PRA. But either way, I think we're in a good position regardless.
Yeah, so talking about, I guess, specifically what we would contemplate taking over, I mean, I think we could probably both agree the points and or the PA would be the only thing.
Yeah. Points are pretty low. PA, what's the PA now? 15.5? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought the points were 10.5. Are they up now?
No, they're 10.5 still.
Yeah, why the heck is her assists 15 and her PA's 15.5? What? That doesn't even make sense. For assists are 3.5. I really don't hate the 3.5 assists either. But
that's a good point, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if she's not shooting the ball, she's definitely gonna be passing. I think she's just, like I said, she's just gonna be passive tonight and just passing this thing around, run her laps up and down the court and be done with it.
Yeah, just want to throw that out there because her lines are low.
As a good middle bet, I think this one probably makes the most sense because she could easily, pick up 4 or 5 assists, no problem, and still go out and only score like 2 points.
Yeah, it's true. We'll see. So yeah, we'll just leave it alone, I guess. I just don't think many people are on the 22.5 PRA, so I know we are. Being in the Discord, we got that right before it moved, and John brought it up, so we're in a good spot. Oh, it's
That's
not
true.
really
That's true.
Not much else we can do, I guess, with that. It's just a little bit too iffy, knowing how she's going to come out there. Oh.
Yeah, I'm worried about that too as well. Well, we'll circle back to this one because, I mean, honestly, I don't think her lines are going anywhere for right now, and we got a little bit of time to mull this one over. Is that the early? Okay, that is the late game. Cool. Honestly, Matt, it wouldn't even shock me to hear her be a late scratch, if I'm being totally honest.
Big Sky? Think so? Oh, wow.
It would not shock me in the slightest.
And then they just trade her tomorrow?
Well, it's kind of telling because we have yet to get any cloud props. I mean, I believe she is not anywhere, or she was not earlier. Yeah, there is no cloud anything on the board anywhere.
That's weird too. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I like I was saying last night and this morning, and it does sound kind of wild, but what if they just start Vandersloot, bro? And if they do, Vandersloot, if it pops up while we're here talking and it says starting lineup or a half an hour before tip or whatever, which Vandersloot line are you smashing? Because her lines are set to play 20 minutes.
Probably the assists. Hey, it's a great assist spot for whoever ends up getting the spot start. Ironically, it looks like, yeah, the last time that they played, or the last time that Skylar was out where Cloud got the spot start, I mean, hell, Cloud had 16 potential assists, so she was really soaking up that usage. Granted, yes, without Vandersloot, but still, I mean, it would not shock me in the slightest to see her being able to do this again, somewhere in the range of 14 to 16 potentials for Cloud. And if Vandersloot's kind of playing like she is, give me 18 to 20 minutes, she'll probably still have double-digit potential assists. I could see that.
Heck yeah.
I don't trust the points. Why is she at 9.5 points? That seems high as hell.
She's been scoring in her small amount of minutes, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know, man. Kind of, to me, it seems like a stay away. Unless Vandersloot starts, I feel like that's going to be the advantage we have with the lines. 5.5 assists.
Right. I was about to say she could. I mean, look at this inflation on her lines. She was just 3.5 and, barely reasonable amount of juice on that. So for her to go up to 5.5 after missing the most recent game, that's a little weird, huh?
Let me look at that because I thought her potentials were so high that it wasn't that crazy. But let me Let me double check there with you here. So she had 3 last game, only 4 potentials?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, again, that was more of a matchup thing, not necessarily the best of going up against Vegas, but positive regression for this matchup, no doubt.
Yeah. I think you're onto something, bro. If she's 5.5, they must think she's starting.
Maybe. Hey, it would surprise me. I will say I'm thinking that Cloud gets a start, Vanishly comes off the bench, and they just kind of deal with the Skylar situation there.
But the reason why I feel like that might not be the case is because why? They've had Cloud the whole season. Why would they all of a sudden start Cloud? It seems like Courtney's been playing, and they were like, oh, Courtney, when she does get time, she's been doing well. She's ready to start now. And they were like, Skylar, can we see you in the office, please? And then they told her, and she went crazy and threw the clipboard into the wall and like came out the room cussing and stuff, and then went on her social media. I mean, why would Cloud all of a sudden start? They already decided to put Cloud on the bench and come off the bench, and Cloud didn't cry because they were like, Cloud, you can come off the bench and be the 6th, get the energy started. And she said, okay. I mean, why would they switch that now? Seems weird.
Well, I mean, I believe we've had Cloud in a few spot starts before, with and without. Yeah, so even whenever Skylar was playing, we did have a few games with her as a spot starter. It would just be a little weird to bring Vanishly back as a starter just yet because she's not fully healthy. Maybe there's a debate down the road for that. I really think Cloud's going to be the one, man. I mean, she makes the most sense. Vanishly can just play her backup minutes off the bench, and Cloud will just insert here for all the extra.
I don't see it. I don't know why it would be. I don't know why they would do it. It seems weird to me, but who knows? But if Vandersloot doesn't start, are you scared to go on her under? Because her line's 15.5 PA. She scored 11 and 10 points in 19 minutes. And, yeah, I don't know. This matchup is actually kind of scary, so I assume, man, I don't know, man. They're all just all over the place with this. No Cloud lines. Why would they have no Cloud lines if she's the one starting?
Because they don't want people to jump on that early.
Why?
Just because there's as many uncertainties there for us as there are for them. They don't know what her minutes could look like. I really think, even more so now, it kind of makes me believe that Skylar could just be a total scratch here altogether, because they're just like, we can't risk putting her lines out because they're going to be too low for how bad she's been recently, but in a completely different role as a starter, especially, her lines could be way, way lower than what they should be, even with a bump.
Who, Big Cloud?
Yeah. I mean, because, bro, her points were just at like, stop. Her points were just at 6.5.
Hold on, I got it. Got you.
Her points were just like 6.5 this last game, and she was at 3.5 assists. So you got to think them knowing what's up with that. Like, there's no way they're posting her PRA at 13.5 or 12.5. That would be insane.
Man, this one's weird. This one is really weird.
See, yeah. So look at this. This is what her line would be right here, 13.5 PRA. That's what it's been in the last couple games, and the assist at 3.5. You're telling me she's a starter and moved into a different role, and this is her lines? Oh, bro, these are one unit plays for every one of
them. So they decided to put Courtney on the board a little higher than before?
Yeah, she's quite inflated from that first game, or the first 2 games where we had her props. I mean, 5.5 assists is insane. Like, going from 3.5 last slate to that, it's really telling. Bookies are holding back props on the 2 players that impact the most from the Skylar news.
Man, well, if everyone's in and Vandersloot's not starting, I feel like I want to go one way or the other. Over the assists if she starts, under the assists if she doesn't.
Sure. I can see that. I'm not mad at that.
Or just pause and not do anything, because when I look at that, she did have 7 and 8 in 18 and 14 minutes. I'd rather man, I hate overs though. So everything's just not working for me personally with this. I got to just stay away from all of it. Well, I'm glad we talked through that.
Yeah, sorry we got a little winded there, folks. Just kind of at least thinking aloud of ways that we can react to the news once it comes in for whatever case. But let's keep it going. Let's talk about Big Cardoso, and then we'll just kind of hop into the plays. We talked about Alyssa Thomas yesterday, and Nelson Adoda on the previous show.
AJ says, I just read something that says Skylar won't play in the first half because of her Instagram rant.
Oh, if that's the case, just all unders. Literally all unders.
Yeah, if she's not going to play...
I wouldn't even play the 17 and a half. Bro, yeah. She's going to play like 5 minutes.
Bro, if she doesn't play the first half, there's no way she's getting 17 and a half in the second half. I don't even know why she would play at all if she doesn't play the whole first half. But AJ, let us know your source so we can... Actually, you know what? I'll just look on Twitter. It's probably there, right? If that's really something that is 100%. Because that would be interesting.
Yeah, hell, even the 22 fantasy, I'm not mad at this. Wouldn't shock me to see her just lob out a couple turnovers. If you're talking a player that at max is going to play 12 minutes, maybe 12 minutes. Well, let's do some reading about that. If you want to go down the rabbit hole there for a moment, we'll talk about Cardoso. This was a fun little find earlier. Now, if you were not able to get in the 17 and a half, this is one of those that we were able to catch live in the Discord. So again, shout out to that. Come check it out. But 17 and a half points is kind of wild. I know she's been playing a lot better recently, but Alyssa Thomas is back down playing at the 5, and she has just had her number. Really, really given her a lot of struggles. And Cardoso kind of, playing a few more reasonable matchups lately. We got the Connecticut, Dallas, and then 2 for Portland sprinkled in the mix. So some pretty easy ones, and even the second game here against Asia. Now, going up against AT and a much better paint presence, even with Max still being out, I love this spot for her. Lot of foul trouble potential. That's one thing she historically just struggles against AT. This spot, though, we saw early on in the season, only 23 minutes, 7 points, pretty easy outing. Tough spot. AT's been locking down some bigs. We just saw back-to-back games with Malanga. Terrible performance in both of those. Brianna Stewart earlier this season, back-to-back games, shut her down. The list just goes on and on. The only couple players, we got the studs that get there are Asia Wilson's and, a couple other bangers along the way. But for the most part, she's holding her own. She does not foul that much, so free throws somewhat down per usual. Also, Phoenix as a whole does not give up that many free throws. And even with or without Mac, their paint presence continues the same. I think they're going to be, business as usual. Phoenix is bleeding threes, so the trade-off for the paint presence is going there. And Chicago, even without the drama, they have a reasonable amount of firepower from 3. Mostly looking at Taylor, looking at you. Got into 5 fouls last game, ended up missing her lines mostly from that. Good bounce back spot for her tonight. And then Jaquez one day will develop a shot, but still playing a reasonable role, good defense and all that good stuff. But I do love this spot. And if you missed the line, so circle back to that 16 and a half, I still do like if you guys can find that. More so, that line looks amazing. Looking at her this season, it's been sketchy. Even with the recent performances, still, you got to look at the bigger picture. It's been tough. Not easy for her. Also, minutes, foul trouble continues to be ongoing thing. And there's always, we could wheel the upside that Chicago just falls flat on their face and gets blown out for once. Wouldn't shock us there. I love this spot. I think AT is going to make her life hell, and you are definitely going to have to show me 18 points.
Love it. Great one. Finding that 17 and a half on parlay play was just silly. So, you put it up with the AT 6.5 boards, 2.68x, I believe it was. That's personally, if I wasn't in the Discord and didn't get that, I'd be sad. Just yeah. That's a great find right there. 17 and a half is crazy.
Yep, man. Love to see it. Love to see it. Again, I do believe they have the 16.5 line still hanging about, so you can get that. But a little cherry on top, if you will. This is just the top 10 defenses in the league, and you can kind of see how she fares against most of them. The Dallas matchup is one that we always warn about. They give it up inside the paint, so not that surprising there. But it has been tough for her, and honestly, I love this matchup. Love this being on the road as well. So lock it in, fam. Lock it in.
Lock the in.
Just cash.
All right. So let's just kind of recap here real quick with Alyssa Thomas, and then I think we just kind of hop right into questions. We did play Coffee and Adota on the last slate for this specific game. Both teams lights out paint presence right now. Shout out to Griner having her way with that matchup. I mean, she absolutely destroyed them with the double-double. What, 29 or 30-something points? Bro, they just could not stop her. Could not stop her.
Now she's going against Minnesota at 13.5 points.
Well, it's a rematch game between the teams.
Oh, Minnesota. How could Minnesota not stop her?
Bro, they just couldn't. I mean, just dumping it down.
Fountain of youth for old Griner, I guess.
Yeah, it's something else, man, to say the least.
Ray Burrell is 15.5 points?
Yeah, I believe that.
Why?
Because we haven't gone under it yet.
That's very true. Very true. We go right under it. She goes for her Jordan play. Man, I might have to do that, though. 25 minutes, 5 points last game, 2 for 11 from the field. They just sat her. They said, you suck. Game before, 4 out of 15 when they tried to make her score. 28 minutes. Oh, buddy. Now they play the Fever.
Well, that was the Fever game right there. This is a short little rematch.
Why are we all rematchings?
Because the schedule sucks. And despite having a bigger budget this year, they still have the same moron making the schedule. I hate it. It's like this every year.
Why are her points at 15.5?
I don't know. I'm down to go under, though. That is quite high. It's going to be a real good chance, 14.5.
Yeah, there's no way it's staying at 15.5. That's wild. Well, I guess she showed us in those other 3 games. She can score. We know she can score, but something's going on with her. Yeah,
indeed.
We might have to go under that too.
All right. Well, let's not get too far behind because I see that time is kind of creeping up on us. Well, let's talk about AT real fast, though. Both of her lines, the 7.5 yesterday was at plus money, and kind of what we were thinking. These odds are going to flip around here a little bit, so more along the lines of being just flat even. 6.5 did see a little bit of juice. Very surprising. Well, not that surprising, but did see quite a bit of movement. She was 140 yesterday, all the way up to minus 180 plus on several sites, even more so beyond that, depending on where you shop. Love the spot for her. We got her back at the 5 where she belongs, and especially now with Mac being out, I love it. Love this spot. Chicago continues to bleed rebounds, and more specifically to the opposing center. She's going to be picking up Cardoso on the other side, so making her life difficult, picking up those rebounds for us. Played really, really well, even with Mac the first time they played, but things aren't going to be any different here because she's still going to guard Cardoso nonetheless. And first time they played, she picked up 11 rebounds, so we already know that the history's there. Her assists were a bit of a topic of debate. Now, I don't love this particular matchup. Chicago has been surprisingly really, really good at limiting opponent assists and playmaking. She did struggle the first time that they played, only had 6 assists. I think the potentials were also really low as well. Well, I say low, 14 for AT is kind of on the more average side, but still, nonetheless, only being able to pick up 6 assists kind of sucks. That was whenever they had Rickea Jackson too, or not Rickea. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. When they had Nojic in her position, when she was playing really well at the beginning of the season. So the RA, though, I do like that. You can talk me into that, no problem. But I love this rebounding for her because you look at her from last season, she was a completely different animal at the 5 like we're seeing her now. And for this line, we would have played this 10 out of 10 times, no problem.
Yep. Got to do it.
Yep.
I still don't even know why it's so low, but yeah, I do actually, because she had a few games with Mac in there where she didn't do as well. Plus, she played Indiana like you showed us yesterday. So yeah, great play,
yeah.
man. Great find.
I think it's a fun one. She should have got her triple double this last game, and I would not be shocked if she gets it tonight.
Okay, I did a little AI search. They can't figure out about the first half thing, so I'm not sure where AJ read that. Let us know, bro. Wherever you're at in here, yeah. Let us know if you have a source for that. I'd love to see that. That would be great.
Yes, that would be massive. But still, thank you, nonetheless, putting it on the radar. That'll be one. I mean, hey, if she doesn't check in the first quarter, I don't care what her lines are. I'm going under.
And if Vandersloot starts, I'm going over that assist quick and fast and in a hurry.
Yeah.
Because I believe there's a 50-50 shot that occurs. Are you ready to talk to the people, E?
Yeah. The last two plays on the list, pretty straightforward. Nelson Adota crushing this line. Miles looks like she is still going to be doubtful for tomorrow, so looking at the same usage rating for Minnesota players. Howard struggled in the first half, picked it up in the second half, and Coffee just kind of bad again with the scoring. That's really been her downfall.
Yep, poor Coffee.
All right, to the questions. If you want to throw the little mini me up there for us, that would be
I keep
massive,
forgetting that.
sir.
I keep forgetting that.
That's okay.
Yeah, I got you.
That's okay.
I gotcha. Let's do this. Put these up. Bingo. Yeah, if you guys have any plays we want to look at, throw them in the chat. We will get to them as soon as we can. All right, there's the plays for you. And first on the list, Big Logan 9205. What up, Doe? What up, Dodo? All right, and he says Paige Tacos at 16.5 points. I know you like that because you were already talking about her points earlier. Now you get it at 16.5. You're happy with that. Q Donkey says, lock in, bruh. Lock in, bruh. Khadijah says, what up, gang?
What up? Hope y'all are all doing well today.
Mike Jones says, how does Kennedy keep getting waived? Something's wrong with her situation. Something is definitely wrong. Somebody's going to have to come out and tell the story. It's out there somewhere. Got to find it. Shepard double today, Logan says. Do you have faith in Big Jess Shepard, E?
It's not a bad spot. You know, she's always live for double. Mostly, I think, just really kind of sweating the rebounds. You know, she was able to pick up 11 the first game against them. So it can be done. You know, I think minutes also being pretty solid for her. Now, this last game, Alana Smith did play a reasonable amount of minutes, so I don't know necessarily how that's going to cut into, you know, her overall what could be. Did we get any kind of props for her? I actually wanted to look at that here real fast. Alana, come on down. Hey, Alana's been kind of scoring a little bit lately too. So I mean, mostly what that's going to do, maybe take away a little bit of secondary playmaking and some rebounding, keeping the minutes a little bit more in check, but I do like Shepard. I mean, she's been a menace on the glass for the most part. Low foul trouble. I don't think you really have to worry about that too much. I would hope they continue to kind of keep her covering Stewart, but if they put her on JJ, the rebounding might be a little bit more obnoxious to come by. She's going to be hanging out at the three-point line. But it's still a good spot. You know, healthy pace in total. Getting a nice little pace up from New York on the other side. And not having both Phoebish and Satu on the other side, I would not be surprised to see Dallas pick up a couple extra rebounds here. It would not surprise me at all.
And then what about Mr. Kane says under assists for Shepard? 4.5. I know you get scared of Dallas assists.
No, it's not too bad because, again, with Alana, you know, she is kind of a secondary playmaker from time to time. Maybe for Shepard, really, you know, they're kind of asking for her to score the ball a lot more. So she's not exactly looking to pass it. I mean, you look at her field goal attempts here recently, and it's pretty impressive. Double-digit scoring in a lot of games now over the course of the, you know, basically, month and a half. The assists are going down, but I mean, she is live to get about the 3 to 4 range. 5 is pretty high. I do agree. I think that is quite high.
Oh man, I gotta look at that then. I missed that one. Shepherd assists? Oh, yeah, she hasn't got there in a while, has she? I kind of gave up on her because she was looking like Jokic for a while, but yeah, last couple games, not at all.
Yeah, this is kind of tapering off. I mean, because Paige is playing really well too, and her playmaking has been sky high. The potential's not necessarily as high, but still, 12, 17, 9. That's that usage rating taking a little bit from her.
So we're loving the Paige taco, so we're making sure we're playing that, guys. If anything, right? If you want to get any Paige love, at least play the taco.
Yeah.
Okay. AJ says, I don't think she wants to come off the bench. No, Skylar definitely doesn't want to come off the bench. Logan says, it could have been she was busting ass in practice, and they didn't like that. I don't know. Starfall says, y'all the best at this WNBA stuff. See how I don't cuss?
Appreciate that, dude.
Starfall, you are one of the dopest finders of plays, I must say. You've been in the Discord, man, dropping some bombs. Whoever's been in the Discord tailing that man has been making some money. So, right back at you, bro. Why Mizzle says Fudd over 5 threes? Is that really what I'm reading? Over 5 threes? Or does it mean she's over 5'3"? I don't know. I think it's 5 threes.
It's probably 3-point attempts. Let's see here one second.
Oh, attempts. Gotcha.
Come on. Buddy Fudd. All right, Fudd.
Elmer Fudd.
5-3 PA. Well, she's coming off of a pretty heater of a game, but I do like the matchup. New York, you would normally like to pick on them a little bit more so from 3. Enrique just kind of continues to be whatever with his team. I love the minutes for Fudd. Been a little bit gun shy on some of these road matchups, so there is that. The rookie struggles will come and go as they please, but she's been good. If there's something to target, her attempts, be it the just straight up field goal attempts or that, I think totally fine.
Okay. I was looking at this Jess Shepard assist again, man. Maybe. Khadijah said, I'm with y'all boys for show.
For show.
I
can't get her at 5 on Prizepicks. That would be nice.
Yeah, man. For sure. Waiting for that 5.5. She is minus 135. Minus 132. Yeah, if that moves up. Glad you brought that up. Who brought that up? Mr. Kane. Glad you brought that up, man. That's very interesting. The Great 13 says, I'm her. Salute. Okay. One and only Kirk. Here we go, E. Under 5.5 rebounds. Ayahi. I said the name right. Ayahi.
Yeah. Ayahi's interesting, Yeah, I know you were kind of looking at her RA with a bit of a question mark. Well, why is this so high?
It bumped down, though. Last night, it was crazy. Last night, it didn't even make sense. It must have been an error. They had her points at 12.5, her rebounds at 5.5, and they didn't have her PA, but they had her PRA at 24.5 last night. And I'm not lying, and I'm not forgetting. It was 24.5. I'm lying. I am lying, actually. It was 22.5, my bad. It was 22.5. But still, that's crazy, right? Like, why? Her assist shouldn't be at 4 assists? 4.5? Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah, there's a little bit of tax on the PRA, no doubt. Now, the rebounding is really interesting. I think they are setting the line mostly for the matchup because, again, this is Chicago, so a lot of rebound potential for any of the possible bigs here. But for her, she's playing a lot more as a small forward role. She's taking more threes, doing a lot more offensively for them. So the rebounds are really just at random for her. I would say as a starter or as, the minutes that we've seen here of the last 4 or 5 games now, playing about 27 to 29 minutes or so. The rebounding could be there, but with Brochant back today, that is going to kind of gum up the works. And if she ends up moving back to the bench, that's going to put her competing with either, AT while she's out there or some combination of any of the other bigs that are in there. the matchup is scary, but this is a really, really high line for her, especially if she's moving back to the bench.
Yeah, I agree. I like that a lot. And the fact that you brought it up, one and only Kirk, that is dope that you brought that up. And then the fact that you looked at it, Ian, thought how you thought, and then said if she goes to the bench, which I don't know, they might want her to come off the bench, but either way, I assume if she starts, she'll play the similar minutes, right? Because she played, 27, 27, 28, 20. So she didn't even start. She played the same minutes the last 3 games. So really,
Yeah.
I mean, either way.
She should be kind of locked in for those minutes, I would assume,
Yeah.
moving forward. But
Mhm.
the rebounding is not something, she's not actively just trying to pick up rebounds. She's a scorer. Like, she's
Yeah.
shooting the ball right now.
Bro, that's high. I saw it at the beginning and thought it was high. I do see she got 6. Who did she get 6 rebounds against there?
Against Toronto, and
Toronto.
then she snapped off against Seattle. Yeah. Now, granted, those were both really good rebounding matchups, so, knock on wood that we don't get got in this situation. But still, this...
And I will...
This,
one other thing to throw out there. If you look at that one with 6 there, AT was out that game too. So that's a huge difference too.
oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Forgot about that. AT and Mac, for that matter.
Right. So I'm saying 5.5. Boy, we might want to do that. That, to me personally, that's a fun one. I'll do it. I don't know if you want to put it on the list, but I do like that. That's fun. It's just a fun one. I mean, it's one of those ones she could come out, start, get 2 rebounds in the first quarter. We all start crying, but it could also be the other way around. I think it's more a chance that it's the other way around, and it's worth an under.
I really like it if she's coming off the bench, to be honest.
Okay. Do we want to write it down? Or do you want to leave it as B and we can just play it as a lean?
No, we can put that down, because if we get news that she's coming off the bench, there is a real good chance this will go to 4.5.
Okay. Can you do me a favor and write it down while I go through the rest of these?
Yeah.
You are the man. All right. Well, appreciate you, one and only Kirk. You brought up the play, and I'm really happy you did. We got to look at that on here. Drip of 38-43 says Stevens under rebounds. Now that's cool. Another one to look at. I love how we have the under community here. People looking for unders, man. So fun. It is the way to do it. I'll finish that up if you want to look at Stevens, and then I'll put it on the little corner.
Yeah, so Azrae finally kind of hit that little wall with the rebounding, leveling out here in more recent matchups. Mostly from Cordoso kind of being a big part of that, but also with the team rebounding. They've been, just everyone contributing, doing their part as they were. Matchup-wise is, I would say kind of net neutral. Phoenix shoots a fair amount of threes. They're really bad at shooting threes also, to say, for her, I think they've just asked her to do a lot more scoring overall and shooting, the attempts that she's been putting up. Why is this not showing all the data? Sorry, my thing's tripping out here. She's just been mid. She had that little flash in the pan where she was popping off. She's doing a lot of rebounding and stuff, but minutes also kind of flattening back out. Only played 26 minutes with overtime the last game, 28 minutes, 30 minutes on a better night, but that was also with, no Asia. Who are they missing? I don't mind it. I do like it. I mean, 6.5 is kind of high, but how many minutes does she play? That's the only thing with her.
Alrighty. One and only Kirk also says Sabrina over 4.5 assists.
Oh, Sabrina. Glad to talk about her. Few interesting things. Now, Underrated and I were both honestly looking at her 15 plus points. This matchup is pretty solid. She is totally healthy again. She's good to go. We saw the minutes take a huge step forward the last 2 games. 35 and 31 minutes. Now, the playmaking is starting to creep back up. I think this is something that is interesting. Only 7 and 9 potentials, so it's still kind of, hitting a little bit of a plateau. STA is playmaking also now that she's been a starter, so maybe there's something that they're just kind of eating into a little bit more usage than per usual. Phoebich, not really a playmaker, and then Stewie kind of getting the back end of cleanup duty there. For her, if I'm going to play anything with the assist, I do like it. Seeing her get 5 assists absolutely makes a lot of sense. I do also like her PA, but maybe it would just honestly make more sense to split them up, play the points in one line, assist in the other line.
While you're on her, Q Donkey says, do you like her turnovers? Over 1.5.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Logan says, Jess Shepard, 9.5 field goal attempts.
I would say it's in play. Yeah. I mean, she's been pretty consistent about getting that. I'm actually surprised it's not at 10 flat.
Okay. Ayo says, you guys are my brothers from another.
Yo, that's good, man.
Logan says, so Skylar under 17.5 PRA? If we get news she's not playing in the first half, heck yes. But I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that yet.
Strive for Greatness says, my 2 faves. Also, Kennedy Carter has been waived by the Aces. It's true. It is true. Goodbye, Kennedy. Thank you. You had a few good games there. AJ says Skylar's at 17.5. Logan says I took the 4 assists. KFC 19.5 points over, he says. What do you think about that? KFC. We don't talk about her because she always scores around 20. What are we gonna do with her?
Yeah, man, she's been balling. No doubt about that. And I would say I could absolutely see her. She's been low-key kind of a wagon, playing her somewhere range of, the 15 plus points when it was really good value. And even her 17.5 points kind of available throughout a variety of sites. She's live for a 20 bomb every night. I mean, her, Kelsey Mitchell, exact same player, ton of volume, ton of bad 3-point shooting, and they get to the free throw line.
Okay. Logan says, Skylar, can I see you in the office, please, with your playbook?
Yeah.
Dex Sports, what up? Says, what up, though, y'all? You guys are the 2 best in this space. Hamby smoked me on rebounds yesterday. I'm thinking about unders forever with her now. LOL. Yes, I feel you. How do you feel about Copper over 17.5 points? A little bit of alt there. Liking that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you could definitely talk me onto that one. Even for full game stuff, points, PR, either one of those. I know her rebounds are a hella popular play today.
All right. The Great 13 JJ says, or the Great 13 says JJ under 4.5 3 points attempted. Under.
Yeah.
You like that?
I mean, it makes sense. Chicago's been pretty lights out from limiting the 3-point production. They just funnel everything inside the paint. So that's where, our, not Chicago, what am I talking about? Dallas. Well, they both played pretty similar, but Dallas, they funnel a lot of their action inside the paint. So for JJ, she got pretty lucky the first time they played. I think she hit 3 threes. Let me look real fast. Bear with me. Oh, no, she didn't have any 3. She was 0 of 3. Shoot, I had that backwards. Yeah, so makes sense. I mean, they push the action inside the paint. Went 0 from the field from 3, but still was able to put up 14 points. Not that surprising.
Is Phoebich out going to change anything with her?
Well, let's see. Not really. Looks like a no.
Okay.
Yeah, really with Phoebich being out, the main person that changes is Stewart, and we've only had Sabrina in somewhat kind of a mid-sample size. Stewart, though, her PA takes a biggest step forward, and her rebounding takes a little bit of a step forward.
And are you personally playing Sabrina?
I'm thinking about it. I'll be honest.
I did.
I'll probably have a little exposure between her and Stewart tonight.
Okay. We're not putting it on the list because it's an over and we're scared. But I would be surprised if she didn't score 15. Logan says, did he just shut his dog up from Cali? LOL. No. He shut his dog up in North Carolina, and I said, I have the sound effect. I just mess with E when he talks to his dogs. Okay. AJ said, I just read something. Skylar won't start play first half. I'm still waiting on you to tell us your source, sir. We want to see that. I am very interested. Skylar lower than 22.5 fantasy. Dex Sports says, if her effort will be half-assed tonight. Do you like the fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay. Jay Main.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Jay Main says, yo, what up, gang? What up, doe? What up, dog? Logan says, Sabrina 4.5 assists. You've done that. Get chicken all day, says Sabrina Points. I'm with you. Sabrina Points. I'm not mad at that, and I hate over, so yeah. I don't know why. Sabrina's just a little too low, I think. Good spot. She should shoot. Erickson says, am I wrong for loving AT's RA?
No, not at all. Not at all. That rebound could, honestly, I mean, either one of the categories could carry a lot of weight for her. She's been making a lot recently, having all the weapons around her now, even better. Slight hit with Brochant being back for the playmaking, but I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference.
Tori says, Ayahi 12.5 points.
Well, we did like that yesterday when we initially brought it up and started talking about it. Brochant being back kind of makes things a little bit weird. I'm holding off on any of the secondary players outside of Copper and or AT right now, just to see what the starting lineup, in fact, is going to look like. Because we also have Makani back now too, right? I'm not tripping. Yeah, Makani's back in the mix. Yeah, mm-hmm. So there's a couple of, I think, moving factors we could be subject to lineup changes here. Held has held her own. She's been playing really well. I mean, I think there's a big argument to keep her in the starting lineup. So one of either Bonner, Brochant, or Yahi, one of those three is going back to the bench.
Speaking of, Starfall says, how do we feel about Ayahi under 11.5 PRA in the first half? The line looks so dumb.
Hey, now, if she's coming off the bench,
I feel like this is one of those classic. They set the PRA at 22.5 last night when I saw it, and I was like, "Wow, that's way too high." And then they had the 11.5 first half PRA sitting there. They adjusted the full game. They didn't adjust the first half yet. So, I think you're getting value with that. Not saying I'd play it because she can go off, but I think you're getting value. I'd rather go with the under rebounds. Just saying. What else? AT over 5'3", Black says, with a crying out loud face. Laughing out loud face. What else we got? Logan says, Brianna Stewart, 12.5 2-pointers attempted over. Stewie chucking, he says.
Yeah. Stewie she looked great the last couple of games now. I love the scoring upside for both Stewie and Sabrina tonight. Any questions or thoughts about both of those? I'm totally with. Let's see, the field goal attempts. Now, she did really struggle the first time they played, and Dallas is not exactly one that gives up free throws. She did have 0 against them. Let's see, 2-point attempts. Take a gander at that. All right, 12.5, not that bad. We know she's not the greatest three-point shooter, mostly 3 to 4 attempts at best. I don't mind this, honestly. I think it's a very fair price. With Satu being out, they are going to need somebody to take a few more three-point looks, so I don't know if that's necessarily going to be her, but still being able to pick up some usage should help. Again, I think the PA really, this was the kind of interesting look. If I'm going to play Stewie, rebound line solo or PA, one of those two. But with Vibich being out, this number looked really, really different from last season. Like, she's hitting this a lot.
Yeah, that looks good, right? Only 3 assists added on there without Vibich. Looks right. Looks like some value.
Yeah. It feels like it. And I mean, a couple of the games she missed out on, it was, the embarrassment against Dallas, Golden State, no surprise there. And then the upset against Portland. And then one time last season. So it's pretty consistent, and she does really well at home too. She's one that always typically has good games at the house.
Stu Boo. Logan has an interesting one. Enrique fantasy under, because I was looking at Enrique. She's been doing absolutely nothing, but her points are so low, it's hard to go under. What about her fantasy?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, she's still alive to go under every single night. Minutes, rotation, all that stuff seems to vary, at least depending on her playing from night to night. You know, minutes are way down. I mean, this is crazy to see for her because that's not really something, you know, beginning of the season is way different, but not able to go over 30 minutes in the last 5 games now. A little wild.
Right.
She's been bad. I mean, it's coming from this right here. She was there as a scorer and she's not scoring. So like, what are you supposed to do with that?
So what was the fantasy? Sorry, I missed the line. Is it up high enough to go under or no?
20? Yeah, or 21.5 on Prizepicks. I'm assuming would be the line.
That's not bad, huh?
Let's see. No, not at all. She comes with some turnovers, and it's not exactly like she's playing the best defense here. On the other side, I don't know who they're going to plug in for New York at the small forward. I know you and I were kind of debating. It could be either one of two things. They'll start Laney and have her as their kind of small forward, move Astier over at the 2, or they start Johannes at the 2 and they move Astier down to the 3. Not sure. We'll have to wait around for news on that one. But Enrique, pretty mid. I mean, it's mostly just whatever that 3-point shot looks like. If she's hitting her threes, it's a reasonable outing scoring wise, but even still, I mean, we saw that a couple games back. She hit 3 threes and she ended the game with just that.
Man, 21 fantasy?
It's not bad. It is not bad. So a little scary. I will say a little scary.
Oh, the matchup. But that was back when she was half decent. 1, 2, 3, 6 straight games. She hasn't hit that.
Yeah, man. So just kind of know that. A little bit of history in the mix, but she has been really bad.
So bad. Oh my gosh. That's interesting. I'm glad you brought that one up too, Logan. Man, I'm undecided on that, but she's broke our heart before just having a random good game, so might play it, but probably can't official it. Felipe from the Bay says, "What's good? Skylar's 6th woman now." Yeah, Skylar's 6th woman. Logan says, Stevens under, definitely. I think that means def. Stevens under. AT for a double-double is a demon on Prizepicks, he says. Do you like AT double-double?
I do. She got robbed last game, man. I'm telling you.
Okay. Felipe from the Bay says taco on page right now. Yes, we are liking that taco. Definitely worth the play. Asprey Decor says none of my parlays hit, but Connecticut won. Seattle won. And Seattle won by 11 and by 16, as well as Nelson Adota got 8 rebounds, so it all worked out. There we go, Asprey Decor.
Let's go.
Kev's here. He's flabbergasted with the CC releasings. He can't believe it.
It's been a mess. Things always get a little weird around All-Star break anyways, so I can't say I'm surprised.
Keem the Goat says, I need some picks, please. Help me.
We got you covered.
Bottom left corner.
On the bottom of the screen. Yes, sir.
Bottom left corner. Okay, Starfall says Shepard 9.5 field goal attempts. I believe you went over that already, and you were kind of okay with it.
Yeah, I like it. I'm shocked she's at 9 flat. I thought this for sure would be at 10. Oh, did it bump up? Okay, so it's 10 flat on Prizepicks. Not surprising. Yeah, she's been good. She's been playing a lot better. Struggled a little bit that first time, but the minutes also didn't really have to get pushed too far with them being up ahead.
Alrighty. We're at around 100 watching, guys. We have 50 likes. We got to get to our 69. I know we need a mad run here of 19 more likes, but if you could hit the likes for us, it'll really help us out. We would very much appreciate it. If you hadn't hit the like, do it for us now, please. And hit the hype button even if it pops up for you. That's always fun, too. Khadijah says JJ over 8.5 boards.
Oh, 8.5. Ooh, that one's a little bit on up there. You could really talk me into 7.5 because there's a massive hit rating difference. I know the payouts a little bit more so. Not bad. I will say minus 220 isn't the worst. That one extra is a little bit of a make or break though, because she would have hooked you there. She only had 7 last time they played. Yeah, it's 7 flat. I like it. I don't love it though. I'll be honest.
That means don't put it in a parlay, basically. Tori says Astier over her 17.5 PRA. We were talking about Astier. I like her. I don't know if I like her lined enough to bet her over, but I do like her, and I like her minutes. Looks like they're really playing their starters big minutes, and thank you guys for smashing the like button like that. Bing, 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 bing. We're up to 55 real quick.
Yeah, Essie is interesting. We really couldn't decide between either the PRA line or just the PA line. Now, she's doing a couple things pretty consistently. One, mostly the playmaking has been pretty solid for her. 4.5 is slightly juice line, but I don't think that they'd be in their right mind to put her at 3.5, so I get it. But as a starter, minutes going way up, so that's something that really has been a positive for her. Her shooting, field goal attempts and all that is still kind of hitting a wall. Nothing really crazy going on. 6 attempts, 8 attempts, 6 attempts. So at best, I think we're looking at 8 attempts on most nights. The rebounding does become more appealing with Phoebish out, mostly from just a few games that we saw. Not exactly the best matchups in here really to give us a great picture on it, though. I like what we've seen. I just would love to see that volume come up just a little bit more for her. Just a little bit.
Kind of like that 3.5 assists. Not necessarily an official play or anything, but a cool little parlay piece if you're sitting there with something and you need a pair, and you're on one of these pick'em sites.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Oh, yeah.
She should get
absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good one. With her minutes and stuff, looks like a nice little way to add to your winnings there. King Capricorn says, "What's up, guys? Let's cash. What's up, bro?"
Yo, what's good? What's good?
Logan played Sabrina's sis over. Okay, good luck, sir. AJ said, "I'm in a Discord. I'm in it. Was posted. It says by Sky Organization about Skylar." Man, you're in a Discord and they told you the Sky Organization posted it and said she's not playing first half. That is very, very interesting. Do you have a link, sir? I just want to make sure before I put money on this, You never know with things like this. And even if they do say it, you know how it is sometimes, but I would really like to read it. The Sky Organization, man, if she's really not playing, her lines are way too high. She's not getting that in the second half. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Appreciate that. Appreciate you bringing that up, man. Mike Burke says, what to pair with the Page Taco? Few different things. What would you do on Prize Picks with the Page Taco if you were going to play it?
Yeah, let's see. Oh my god, what is the scaling? Okay, I'll see what my thing. I clicked on it and it had the scaling all out of whack. I'm like, what is this? Let's see. So, I mean, you can throw in the AT 5.5 or the 6.5 assists. That's on there. Let's see, what else do we have? Cardoso also at 16 points. I'm not mad at that. Take the under. Let's see. Adota, I believe they put her up there as well, so she's an option. Coffee should be pretty well everywhere. And then Yahi, I'm going to go out on a limb and say she's probably 5 flat. Where are you at? No, they don't even have it there. Prizepicks being a little bit lame. Yeah, I like the AT rebounds, though, honestly.
I know you have. You've liked it for 2 days. Now we finally get to see it come to fruition.
It's better not let me down.
Nah, she got us. That's a great look. Regardless, she's going to get it, though. Asprey, of course, says, why do you think Stewie's going to score a lot? What is different from the last time they played?
She just shot really bad. I mean, she had all the volume that you could ask for in that matchup and just wasn't able to put the ball in the hoop. 18 field goal attempts. I mean, that's unbelievable volume for Stewie. And only sometimes, we've seen it here more recently. So she had the chances. She just couldn't convert a little bit higher than, what she needed to. Also, not having any free throws. That's kind of an anomaly for Stewart. The matchup, yes, dictates that she probably is going to have a really low amount, but still having 0, that's kind of, an outlier for her.
Alrighty. King Capricorn says, thoughts on Johannes under 8.5 points?
Hey, you were talking about that earlier. She's been so bad.
So bad. I don't hate it. I never really play under 8.5 points. I shouldn't say never, but not much, just because they can snap off. But if they do start Laney over her, I don't mind that.
No, I mean, it makes sense, honestly.
Okay. K Frosh says, K Frosh, what's up, bro? He says, do you like AT Fantasy?
I do, honestly. Yeah. The turnovers can be a little bit obnoxious from time to time, but plenty of block and steal potential against Cardoso. And if we again, kind of get a different lineup, obviously we're getting a different starting lineup in one way or another from Chicago. You know how that goes from time to time, trying to work the kinks out. And this also, we don't really know how fast this news just kind of got sprung on them either. This could have been something that maybe they had talked about a couple of days ago. They've been doing some behind the scenes practice working towards, or they just told her, yesterday, hey, you're coming off the bench and then we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And if that's the case, we could see a lot of just fundamental mistakes happen along the way. And, AT will definitely be one to capitalize off that, because an extra turnover, that could be either plus 3 points for a block or a steal. That could be a fast break scoring opportunity. So for her, that's either a bucket or an assist. A lot of bad fundamentals could come into play tonight, and it would not surprise me at all.
Alrighty. Logan says, smash the like button, guys. We're at 59. We're at 59, guys. We need 10 more likes. I know we can do it. 10 more likes, and we're there. Jamar Scott says, let's get it. Logan says, played the taco like 5 times. Ashbury, of course, says, okay, fair enough. 18 attempts is crazy. There you go. David Robbins says, Ayahi over 13 points. Now, we know we can get her for 12.5, right? Or did she bump up?
Yeah, she's at 13 flat on Prizepicks. You can get her at 12.5 pretty well everywhere else. Her line still a little bit of teetering earlier. I wasn't really sure what to make of that, because she opened up at the 12.5. There was initially juice on the over. Then at some point earlier on today, she was trending back the other direction, juice on the under. And then now we're kind of seeing it level out here a little bit more. I like her potential for a variety of reasons. One kind of slight drawback, though, she's seen a lot of upside from her three-point shooting. And again, Chicago, not really the best matchup-wise for that. But we do get a trade-off for that, and she is taking a ton of free throw attempts, which Chicago is top right now in free throws allowed. So I do think there is enough, the minutes will and or should be there somewhere in the range of 26 to 28 minutes. And hopefully she just hits A3 at least, continue her trips to the free throw line, and then, keep the volume in the double digits like we've seen. So I like it. Honestly, I do. I'm waiting around to see what that starting lineup looks like, just in case. Because bookies could even move her. Like, let's say she moves to the bench. It would not shock me at all to see her line go down to 11.5.
Oh, man. I hope she goes to the bench and we can play her under rebounds. That'll be fun. Starfall says, AT's RA Goblin is free AF. 11.5 it is for 2X. So you could play Paige with it, I guess, and just hope that AT doesn't get injured, because it's probably the only way she doesn't get 12 RA, right? Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a good look. It's a good look.
Absolutely.
All right, E, we made it.
Perfect. And I know we got a little talkative there, but we do appreciate you guys just kind of hearing our thoughts, and all the feedback along the way helps out a lot. So thank you. With that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and get on out of here, wait around for this little bit of news and see what happens, because was the drama should start happening here for the late game, but 8 Eastern is our first tip off. We got a little bit of time now. I know I'm excited.
We got to get ready, bro. If Vandersuit's starting, man, we got to smack that assist play, I think, and it's over.
No, I agree.
Okay, we might have to write that on the list. I know you don't think she's gonna start, but just by chance, we might as well. We'll do that a little bit later.
Well, like they said, an Angel's in the outfield. Hey, it could happen.
That it can.
All right, y'all. We're going to get out and out of here. We will be back tomorrow, normal stream time as usual. So make sure and hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. We appreciate it. As always, good luck tonight, fam. We'll catch y'all back here tomorrow. All right? Peace.
Fuck you, Prizepicks! Fuck you, Prizepicks! Fuck you, Prizepicks!
But I've had enough.
Fuck you, Prizepicks!